Good morning and happy Monday morning to everybody. Welcome to video 1. In this video, we're going to be discussing the supposed statement and the supposed retraction made by the president of Nigeria's wife, which I don't think actually she made. We're going to cover that. Let's jump in. Let's get there. Let's go. We're going to go back to when Meghan Markle was running around Nigeria in the most inappropriate clothing. I've said it before and I'll say it again. She continues to dress like she's 22 years old instead of a woman who is in her mid-40s. In her brain, she's still ridiculously young and can wear anything. The clothing that she wore, especially to the school, was very inappropriate around young children and a culture that does not value nakedness. Now, not long after they came back from Nigeria, the First Lady came out. We all remember this, and she made a statement. The First Lady, who, by the way, Meghan requested a meeting with, and it was denied because it was confirmed that this was a private visit, came out and said, let me just remind you, the message is we have to salvage our children. You know, we see the way they dress. They keep forgetting that in Nigeria, we are beautiful. The moment you can see what they're showcasing on the stage, I said, we are fashionable. We see what is going on. We are not having the Met Gala, and the nakedness is just everywhere, and the men are well clothed, so we have to do something. Tell them the way it is. We don't accept nakedness in our culture. That is not beautiful, she continued, and the audience, of course, applauded. It is not beautiful at all, and they are all beautiful girls, but they should be confident in who they are. They are mimicking and trying to emulate film stars from America. They don't know where they come from, the First Lady said. Why did Meghan come here looking for Africa? That is something we have to take home with us. We know who we are, and don't lose who you are. Just about every outfit that Meghan Markle wore was backless, sleeveless, slit up the front, up to her mid, if not upper thigh area, skin tight, spaghetti straps. Again, dressing like she's a 20-something-year-old woman. And she can't pull it off anymore, but in her brain, she can't see it. So anyway, comments were made, and she even said, I need to pull my act together. I need to wear more color. And when the First Lady of Nigeria, as I showed you in previous videos, gave that speech, she was covered head to toe, and all the women in the room were covered head to toe as well. This very last outfit for me was the absolute worst. Not only did we all see her, I believe it was her left breast because she didn't wear tape like she should have. Not only was this dress also completely backless and plunging down to her waist, not only did it have a slit up the side, but in this next picture you'll see, you literally can see from ankle to butt through this dress. There's not even a built-in slip. I mean, this was just, yeah. So this is what everybody thought the First Lady was talking about. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. I want you guys to follow me with this, okay? Articles have started to come out saying that the First Lady of Nigeria is addressing rumors that she shamed Meghan Markle for how she dressed during her recent visit to the country when she was there with Prince Harry. Now, the comments that I read to you a few minutes ago were on May 25th when she spoke at an event that was titled Celebrating the Women in Abuja. Now, this is what the articles are all saying, okay? Are you ready? What followed was a slew of inaccurate reports made by various media outlets claiming the First Lady was criticizing Meghan for the clothes she decided to wear while visiting Nigeria in celebration of her husband's beloved Invictus Games. So, first of all, nothing was really said about Invictus Games during the entire trip. I think Harry and Meghan owe the Invictus Games a massive apology. The Invictus Games was barely mentioned during this trip. Anyway, the article says, according to the First Lady's office, Tinubu, that's her name, was not shaming the Duchess or attacking her wardrobe, but was rather referring to her journey to understand her identity and where she came from after Meghan learned she is of Nigerian heritage. Now, that statement comes from People magazine, okay? She meant Meghan appreciates the people that we are and hence her coming here. And at no point did she say anything about Meghan's dressing. Again, remember what I just said. That came from People magazine. So I found it very interesting that when People magazine put up this article and said, oh no, the First Lady's office clarified the inaccurate reports from different media outlets, they also put up this. Tinubu's office did not respond to People magazine when requested a comment. Well, if the office isn't responding to the magazines, how in the heck did you get anything from them? Now remember, People magazine, the one who put this out, and all these other magazines lifted the story from People. Remember, People's chief correspondent, Simon Perry, went with Harry and Meghan and talked about how they made every moment count. And they put out all those ridiculous stories about she's wowing the people and she's this and she's that, even though we know that the trip was a total fail. And I completely agree with this Twitter user. The First Lady wasn't referencing Meghan's clothing choice. She was referencing the entire culture she represents. And I think that's extremely accurate. You know, maybe the First Lady was referring to her own daughter and actually not Meghan Markle, because these pictures you're looking at are the First Lady's daughter in a state of undress on the internet. So, yeah, by comparison, Meghan was a little bit more covered up, but still, you guys. And in the meantime, Meghan put out an official thank you to Nigeria, to your Imperial Majesty. I'm humbled, blah, blah, blah. Our visit to Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. I'm absolutely shocked that Nigeria has not, to this day, asked for proof of Meghan's heritage. I also find it interesting that she leaked this letter on official state head, stationery, and she signed it, and there's not one word about Invictus Games. Remember, the trip was supposed to be about Invictus. Remember that? When it gets down to it, when you really think about it, you guys, the only thing that Harry and Meghan have left, the only thing left is Invictus. So they're using it as a cash cow. They're using it to get her better clothing. She's using it as a fashion show. She's trying to take it over. I mean, it's just shocking. And the fact that Invictus recently, as I told you in a previous video, recently 2 high-level people at Invictus got shuffled out because they dared to question the way the money was being spent. Several people have insinuated, by the way, that that letter was not real, but as you can see, here's the whole letter. And this was a statement by the press secretary. So there you go. And as you can see, look at the very bottom. You see that? It acknowledged the Yoruba name given to her during, while she was in Nigeria. There you go. So this whole thing was about Meghan. Invictus was nowhere to be found. At this point, I got to be honest, I'm just waiting on Meghan's family to pull some of her baby hair or one of her teeth or something and do a DNA test without, her knowledge and then show the results. That's what I'm waiting for. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, I absolutely want your comments on this one. So don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button and follow me over to video 2. We're going to keep going. Let's go.